visit to our website. Do visit to our website www.unikaksha.com. Also, you can follow our Facebook page for more details. Yes, you will get certificate for this. The link has been dropped in your chat box. Just fill the form and submit it. So after the entire course, you will get a certificate. The link is already shared in your chat box. Just open that and complete the form. In the chat box, one form is given there. Just fill that form with correct details so that after end of the entire session, you will get a certificate for this. Please mute yourself during the sessions, and if you have, please mute yourself so that no background noise will be added in during the session. So if you have any doubts in between, then you can unmute yourself and ask your questions, or you can uh, add your questions in the chat box as well. I will try to cover all your questions as much as I can do. So please add your questions in chat box, or you can unmute yourself and you can ask. We will wait for few more minutes to let other students join. जिन स्टूडेंट्स ने अभी ज्वाइन किया है, चैट बॉक्स में एक फॉर्म दिया हुआ है. जस्ट क्लिक ऑन दैट लिंक एंड फिल द फॉर्म सो दैट you will get certificates after entire course. Yeah. Manjit, will you please share the link again? Okay, I'll do that for you. Yeah. This is the link. Click on that link and fill the form. It is 4 hour session. So 2 hours today and 2 hours tomorrow.
Ma'am, I think you can start the session.
Yeah, I'm going to start. If students are in waiting room, please take care of that.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah, okay. Hello everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. This is Ashwini, Senior Java Trainer from Unikaksha. At Unikaksha, our main mission is to help everyone in learning new skills and to stay up to date with the leading technologies. I am a Selenium certified professional. I have rich experience of 13 years in the field of teaching as assistant professor and trainer. During my career, I have helped lots of students to achieve their goal. Now, few words about Unikaksha. Yes. So here at Unikaksha, we have launched free 4 hour Guru classes for you on different industry demand topics. I welcome you all in 2 days sessions on building e-commerce website by using trending technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. During the sessions, I will be explaining you the entire web development process right from scratch. So let's first understand what Unikaksha is. Unikaksha is basically a digital platform which provides online education to the students and professionals. All of us know that the technology is continuously changing. Whatever you learn in your curriculum, yes, please mute yourself. All of us know that whatever we are going to study in our curriculum, in your graduation or in your post graduation, it is just like 10% of the actual topics. And while studying, we are more focusing on the exams or theoretical part of that subject. But when you are trying to search jobs in the industry, then industry is more ever interested in the technical part, or it always demands for the hands-on experience on the different technologies. For this, Unikaksha can definitely help you. At Unikaksha, we are designing industry relevant curriculums which will definitely help students to get the good careers and also to the professionals to glorify their skills and enhance the knowledge. We also provide live instructor sessions on industry demand topics. Here, we always believe more on real-time scenario-based systems. So what exactly we offer? So these are the courses where we are consistently working. We provide different courses on website development, game development, using Java, using Python, AWS, data science, app development, and Azure technologies as well. So these all are currently the trending technologies in market. Just a minute. So which kind of courses we are going to provide? So these are the list of our courses. We are going to provide foundational programs with associate and certification programs as well. We are also going to provide different certification programs for different professional courses which makes you job ready. We are going to provide the different courses on different domains. So these are the lists of our main domains. So we are going to work in machine learning and data science in Python programming. We will be providing you different courses on Java programming. We will be providing you full stack development courses in Mean, Mern, Java, Python, and AWS. We consistently provide different courses in Azure technologies as well. We are also going to provide you the courses for Facebook marketing as well. So this is what we are going to provide. We consistently are working for providing you very good and industry relevant courses. Now we will talk more about our course, what exactly we are going to learn in these 2 days free Guru classes sessions. Okay, before that, just have a look on where exactly you can talk to us. So this is the address of our website. You can also connect with us on Facebook Live at Unikaksha. The entire details are in front of you. Okay, now let's begin with the course. I will just show you one thing, that is how exactly the course is going to be happened here. So basically here, this course is designed to make you aware about the different trending technologies which are used for website development. So here in this course, I will be explaining you on the different technologies like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. I will also tell you how the fonts can be selected for a particular website. I will explaining you about the slick sliders as well. Here, you might be knowing about the structures or about these technologies. So if you don't know anything, don't worry. I'm going to explain you right from scratch. In this session, I'm not going to explain you in a boring and theoretical way. I'm going to explain you the concept and directly I will show you how it can be implemented. So there, after the session, you will be able to develop some good interactive and responsive web pages. So before going further, I just want to ask you one question. What exactly makes the website more attractive and responsive? So this is my question. If you know the answer, please raise your hands and let me know. You can unmute yourself and give the answer. What makes the website responsive? What do you mean by responsive? We many times use this word, that is, we want to make a website responsive, more attractive. So what exactly makes it responsive and attractive? You can unmute yourself and can give the answer. Am I clearly audible?
Yes,
And
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
okay. So do you know what is website?
Ma'am, website is a collection of web pages that is designed by HTML and structures structures give by HTML and designing with the help of CSS. We design the website, and JavaScript is used for interactive website.
Very good. So basically, when we are going to develop a website, then two things are most important. One, that is the website should be attractive. I'm not talking the using this word attractive just for the decoration part, but it should look fine or it should look good when the users are going to interact with that. Because if you are going to add too much contents on your website, or if it is not relevant to your subject, then no one will use it, right? So the very first thing is the correct content which you have to add in your website in a very correct way. So for that, what we require is, we require to learn the different technologies which make our website more attractive and more interactive. The second thing, that is, what makes your website responsive? I'll answer that, but before that, you tell me what is exactly the meaning of responsive website? What do you know about responsive contents?
Like it may depends on the that phone or the screen width height.
Yeah, right. Any other answer?
Ma'am, responsive website that fit on mobile, laptop screen, and that type of all.
Basically, the viewport type.
Very good. Basically, nowadays we are going to use smart devices everywhere. So whenever we are going to open a website, it doesn't matter on which device we are going to open it. It may be mobile phone, it may be desktop, it may be laptop, it may be tab or any other device. So nowadays, there are different technologies or different libraries are provided by Java, which you can use for making your website responsive, and the content should be displayed same no matter where exactly you are going to open that. It may be mobile phone or it may be desktop or laptop applications. Okay, so that is what called as responsive. Now in this 4-hour session, I am also going to explain you about how it can be done. So let me tell you the development flow. That is what exactly we are going to learn in these 2 days sessions. So these are the activities which I have mentioned in front of you. So basically, the first thing you need is you have to understand about what exactly you require to do. Now, our task is to develop a website. This is, we have decided. Now, the second thing comes into picture, that is what exactly you require for this development. So you require or you have to understand about what is correctly applicable to do this task. So the very first thing is, I require different technologies. Here, for development of a website, I am going to use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So what is requirement for doing so? Nothing much. I just require a text editor, and the second thing, that is browser. So there are so many different editors which are available in the market, like IntelliJ you can use, or Notepad++ you can use, or Visual Studio Code you can use. So here, please mute yourself. Here, I'm going to use Visual Studio Code because it is my favorite, but you can select any of the different which are available in the market. So the first thing which you require, that is nothing but a text editor. Okay, now the second thing, now whatever code you are going to write, after that you have to run that code or execute that code. So for that reason you require a browser. So no matters which browser you are going to use, make sure that it is updated one. So these two are the requirements for my entire course. First, that is text editor, and the second thing, that is your browser. Here I'm going to use Visual Studio Code for writing my code, and as well as I'm going to use Notepad++, and for displaying the contents I'm going to use Explorer. So these are the things which are the basic requirements which we require. Now the activities, what exactly we are going to do. So this is the roadmap in front of you. The first activity we are going to do is to set up a folder structure. Now again, this is very much important thing, because if I'll give you one example. Now suppose you have joined a particular course and there you are going to write some important notes on a paper. Okay, and suppose the course is of 2 months. Now during the course you have used different pages to write and mention the notes. Now, whether it is possible for you to find out all the pages and recollect it again? Is it possible if you have written it on random pages and you have kept it anywhere? So whether it is possible for you to recollect the entire content easily?
No.
No, because you're not arranged the things systematically, isn't it? Now consider the second example. Now I have, for example, the same thing. You have used a notebook and where date wise you have mentioned all your points. So it will be easy for you at the end of the course. It will be very easy for you to understand what you have learned during the course, and all main points will be with the same folder. Okay. Similar way here also, when we are going to develop anything, then make sure that you are going to set up a project folder. So you are going to create a project folder, and whatever is required for that project, everything you are going to save in that folder. That is most important thing. So our first and very beginning activity will be, we are going to set up a folder. Now the second thing we are going to do, that is the same thing, that is in that folder structure, we will be adding the different files like CSS files, HTML files, JavaScript files, and all entire plugins or libraries which we require for that development. So we are going to set up that structure. Now the third thing is, we are going to write our entire code or most of the code in our HTML file. So we will develop a HTML file, and one by one we will adding the required code for that. Now the fourth thing, I'm going to add CSS file, that is cascading style sheets. Don't worry, I'm going to explain all these things if you are new for this platform, that is CSS, HTML, Bootstrap, everything I'm going to explain you from beginning. Okay, here I'm just going to show you the roadmap, that is what exactly we will be learning during the entire course. So I'm going to create a CSS file and I'm going to add it in my folder. Then after that, I will try to add some sliders on the page, which makes my page more attractive and more informative. After that, I will try to add some images by using the different carousels. So this is how I'm going to work. And I'm also going to teach you about how the buttons can be added and how your website can be more responsive. Okay. Now, why HTML is required? There are so many different options are available. So HTML is considered as a foundation, or it is considered as a base of website development, because it provides you so many facilities. The first facility it provides, that is very faster page speed. Now, whenever you require any software which you want to use, the most important thing you think about whether it is free or whether we have to purchase it. So don't worry, HTML is absolutely free. You can just use it. And for that, only two requirements are there. First, that is a text editor, and second, that is a browser. Okay. So these are the features which I have mentioned for HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Basically, this is a scripting language which we are using for developing interactive web pages. This is considered as a base or foundation of any web development. Here, with HTML, there are different tags are available which we can include in our web page and which can be. Please mute yourself. Good. Sorry. So whenever we are going to use HTML, it provides you a very easy access to write the programs and to execute the programs. Here, no much requirements are there. So only you require a text editor for writing the programs, and you require the browser to execute your programs. So within few minutes, you can able to start writing programs in HTML. It is going to provide you so many options, like you can format your page, you can decorate your page, you can add different content to your page, like it may be image, it may be audio, it may be video, it may be text, it may be responsive buttons, and many more things. You can also add different icons, you can also add the different logos, everything you can add in your page by using this HTML language. It is, and again, the most important feature of HTML, that is, it is compatible. Its compatible rate is very good. That is, whenever you are writing a program in HTML, easily you can execute it anywhere. So as already I told you, what are the requirements of this? These are very basic requirements which you need for starting writing programs in HTML. So first, that is text editor, and second, that is browser. Now, if you have any doubts, then you can raise your hand and can ask the questions. You can unmute yourself and can ask the questions. Am I clearly audible to you? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Very good. Fine. The second thing which we are going to learn, that is CSS. And now, CSS means what? Before this, we will complete CSS. CSS is nothing but it is the technology, or it is the cascading style which we are using to glorify our web page. Now you might be thinking, why I have not added a PPT over here related to CSS. So I'm not interested to explain you theory related to CSS. Instead of that, I'll show you what is the exact difference of using CSS and not using CSS. Okay, just give me a minute. I'll open my browser and I'll show you that. Now, this is my first page, which I have created in HTML. Okay, just look at the page, and this is the second page. Here also I have used HTML, but with CSS. Now tell me which page is better, this one or this one?
Second one.
Yeah, the second one. Why? Because it is properly added the color combinations and the buttons make your page more attractive, right? This is what your CSS is going to do. CSS glorify your HTML pages. So if I have written this code and if I'm trying to show it on my website, so no one will entertain this because it is not that much attractive, and the text and everything is like very simple. So if you want to glorify your website, then definitely you have to go for cascading style sheets. Again, there are no requirements are there for using CSS. Only one thing you have to do, that is you have to add the libraries into your project. That's it. Nothing you have to install, or nothing much you require to use CSS with HTML. This is the difference, guys. That is, if we are going to use a normal HTML and if we are going to use it with CSS. So this is how it looks like. Now, before going further, just let me show you what exactly we are going to do at the end of session. So this is the website which I have developed for you guys for these Guru classes. So in the entire course, I will be explaining you how these menus can be added, how the color can be set, how images can be added, how the carousels can be added in your page, then how you are going to create different sliders, how the images can be added into that slider, how you can club it with the text as well as different responsive buttons. Okay, so this is how it will go. This is what we will be learning in the entire course. I hope it is clear to you. Now, for today's session, I'll be explaining you this part. That is how the text can be added in your web page, how the web page can be created, how the setup can be done, and how the menu bar can be added. Okay, now just we'll be back here. Okay, so we have seen this HTML part now. I think you have got the brief idea about what HTML is. Now just go to the second thing, which we are going to use in our project. This is again very interesting part for website development, which is called as a Bootstrap. Bootstrap is basically considered as a framework for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. In this framework, it creates or it helps you creating the websites and the contents more responsive. Again, we require two things. That is, one, you require a text editor, and second, you require a browser. Now, here it is very easy to add Bootstrap libraries in your project. I will be showing you how it can be added or how it can be downloaded and kept into your project so that you can able to use the different facilities which are directly provided by Bootstrap. Then the next thing we will be learning, that is Slick Slider. So as already I asked you, that is what exactly makes your website more attractive. So Slick Slider is nothing but it is going to provide you the facility to add different carousels or different sliders according to your requirement in your website. So just a minute, I'll go back and will come here. Now here, what is the meaning of slider or what is the meaning of carousel? So here basically I have added this slider. Here two different buttons are there. So if I'm clicking on this, it will be changing my images. So most of the times, if you are trying to make a e-commerce website, then there are so many products are available on that particular slide. Like for example, if you visit Amazon or Flipkart or any other site where we can purchase different products of different categories. Like for example, you can go for clothes, you can go for shoes or any, you can go for books or electronic devices as well. So when we open that particular website, it shows us different images with their prices or some attractive deals on the entire web page or on the home page. So this can be added by using the sliders. And now here you can check this. If I am just going to select that image, so it provides me this kind of appearance. So here the part of Slick Slider comes, and in this course I will be explaining you how it can be added. Okay, now without wasting much time, just we will go to our course and we will start developing the website. Any questions, guys?
Slick Slider and carousel both are different. Huh?
Yeah, Slick Slider basically provides you the facility to add different types of sliders in your project. So you can add a big slider or you can add some smaller sliders where number of images can be different. So it is totally dependent on you how it can be used. I'll show you the details, don't worry. Any other questions? Shall we go further and start the development now?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. I hope you will have a basic knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So the roadmap I already explained to you. Now the first activity. What was the first activity which we are going to do now?
To make a
Anyone?
folder.
Yeah. So here we are going to make a folder. So I'll click on new. I'll click on this folder and I'll give the name that is Guru class. Okay. So I'll click here. Now, as I told you, I'm going to use the text editor that is Visual Studio. So I'll select my text editor and I'll click on this. So Visual Studio Code, why it is favorite for me? Because it provides you the facility that easily you can find out the errors or easily you can add your code. So I'll go here. So this is my editor which I am going to use for my entire course. You can also use this second, that is Notepad++. This is the second editor which you can use for development. It also gives you very interactive, interactive platform where you can easily find out the errors or you can easily add the syntaxes. So this is the second editor. I'll be showing that as well. So for now, I'm going to use this Visual Studio Code. Now, once I have opened this, so after that, the next task comes, that is, I have to open a folder which already I have created, or I have to open a file which already I have added somewhere. So if I want to open my folder which already I have created, just click on this open folder button. Now here, this is my folder. So I'll add this folder. Just click on this button. Just close this welcome window and the folder will be appeared in front of you. Now here there are different buttons are given. So the first button, that is if you want to add new file in your folder structure, or if you want to add new folder in your main folder structure. Now here my main folder is Guru class and I want to add some more folders in it because I want to add the different files like for HTML, for CSS and for JavaScript. Also, I have to make a folder, separate folder for the images which I require for my web development. Okay, so which will be displayed on my web page. So I'll be clicking here and I will add one more folder which will be images. Here I'm going to add some images. Now the second thing, I'll be adding new folder here and not here actually. So I'll be go back and I'll be adding a new folder. So which is CSS. So this folder I'm going to use for adding my CSS file and all the contents related to CSS. If you want to add a folder under the particular secondary folder, then just click on that and then you can click this. So I'm not going to add the folder under this name. So I will be going for main folder and I'll be clicking on this add folder structure. So I'll be adding the next, that is JavaScript folder. Here I'm going to add my JavaScript file. Okay, now the next thing. So all these things I have added. Now the most important part which I have to add, that is my main file, which is called as index.html, where I'm going to write most of the code related to my web page. So I'll be clicking on this and here I'll be creating new file. The interesting part for this text editor is if you are going to write it with the what we can say extension, so it will be creating the it will be adding all the libraries like syntaxes which you are going to use while writing the code. Okay, for example, if I want to add a basic HTML snippet in my HTML file, then I'll be just typing this exclamatory mark here. So if here it is going to show me two options. If I'm clicking on this first option, so it will add the basic HTML code for this page. Isn't it amazing? So that's why I'm going to use this text editor. So if I want to add the code that is into this HTML file, then here different sections are available. Now, first we will understand what is the structure of a HTML page. Okay, so here, this is the type of a document, that is HTML. Now here, the character set I have included. Then the main thing which you have to understand is how your HTML page is divided. So basically, it is divided into different sections, like everything you have to write in between this HTML and /HTML tag. Okay, so whatever you are going to write under this name, that is HTML and /HTML, that will be considered as a code for that particular page. So if you don't know about any tag, then you just have to click just go to that particular tag. It will give you the information about that tag. Okay, this happens because this is an interactive editor. Now, if the first section is header section, where you can add the information like title of your web page or other tags, like if you want to add some headings for your page, so that can be done from here. Then the second section is a body section, from where you are going to add all the contents or all the main executable part, like whatever I require, like for example, whatever is displayed in front of you, the entire code is written in the body section. Okay, and then last, this is /HTML. Every tag is going to be ended by using /. So this is how your HTML page looks like. Okay, so if I'll be repeating it again. If I want to add a basic snippet for HTML document, then what I'm going to do is, just let me delete this first. I'll just putting this here, and I'll pressing either tab or I'm going to click on this button. So if I'm going to press tab, the same thing happens, that is the data will be added on your page. This is considered as a basic structure. Okay, now let me go further and create some more files. So I have clicked on my CSS folder, and I now need to add some CSS file there. So to add the different styles which I'm going to use in my HTML page. Okay, so I'll be clicking on my CSS folder, and I'll come here and I'll add a new file. Now, name of my CSS file will be style.css. You can give any name, but this is a standard which we always follow. That is, we give name to the main HTML page, that is index.html, and we give the name for my CSS file, that is style.css. You can change the names, no worries about that. But it is easy to remember such kind of names, and it is easy to just find out what we have written into that. So this is my CSS file. We will be look at this file later. First, we will add the entire structure. Now, the second thing, that is, you need a JavaScript file. Now, before adding the JavaScript file, let me tell you what exactly is a JavaScript. So basically, JavaScript is a scripting language where you can use it with HTML for adding more contents. Like if you want to add the different options, like you want to add some buttons on your web page, if you want to add some options on your web page, if you want to add some different controls, if you want to add databases, then you are going for this. Okay, so I'm just going to click this, select this folder, and I'm going to click this new file. So I'll be writing my main.js file. So this is what I require for my project. So this is end of my project structure activity. Now the next thing, one thing is remaining, that is you have to add images in the folder. So if I want to add the images, I'll just come here and I have to check where my images are stored. So here I have stored the entire content which is required for my development. So I'll be here and I'll be going here. I'll be going in images, and these are all the images which I require. Whenever you are adding any kind of images into your web uh, page or website, then make sure that the images are very clear and they are in the standard format, because it doesn't look good when you are going to add some bad kind of images where the pixels are not good or the quality is not good. So whenever you are going to develop your project, that is web development, during your graduation, where the projects you have to develop as a part of your curriculum, so make sure that you are going to add some good images over there. So I'll be coming here, I'll be opening this images folder and I'll copy all these images which I require for my development. Okay, so this is the entire folder structure which I have already created. Now the next part, that is we will start writing code into that. So you can see here the images folder has all the images. Now we'll be coming here and we'll be start writing code into our HTML page. So I'll give here the title, that is online web store. Now, one more thing you have to understand, that is before going to the development, you must have to generate a complete structure of your website, that is how your website will look alike. Now, when any project is getting developed, that is it may be a website or it may be a desktop application or it may be a network application, then you have to understand about three different things. First, that is front end. Second, that is back end. And third, that is databases which are required for the project. Now, who will tell me what is front end? Anyone from you? What exactly is a front end, or what is the meaning of UI?
Document,
Sorry?
document of HTML, which has
User
CSS.
interface.
No. Document of HTML and CSS. I'm asking about front end. What is the definition of front end?
User
डिजाइनिंग के लिए जो यूज करते हैं फ्रंट एंड
Okay.
Stop, ma'am.
Yes, face of the website. You can
Yeah.
type your answer in the chat box, because if everyone is going to give answer, it will be like a messy. Okay, so yeah, designing part, that is the user interface. Okay, so in simple words, it is nothing but what is displayed in front of you, in front of the end user. Because if, for example, I am an end user and if I am using Amazon's website or any other website, then I don't care about what kind of front programming language is used there, or what kind of databases are used there, which team is going to develop that particular software. I don't care about that. Why? Because I'm just an end user, and what my task is to just use that particular application. That's it. And now, as an end user, what I think is the application must be user friendly, easy to understand, and easily you can work with that particular application without knowing any kind of programming language, isn't it? So this again makes some kind of pressures on the developers. Now, after a few days or after few years, after your graduation or after your post graduation, you will be definitely in search of the jobs. So you must have to understand about how exactly you are going to work with the industry. So basically, here when we are going to use a front end, so as I told you it is nothing but the face of your website, or it is nothing but the user interface with which your user is going to interact. So definitely this must be more responsive, more user friendly, and definitely it must be attractive. So this is the first thing you have to understand, that is front end or UI designing part of your website. Now the second thing is back end of your website. So here Java comes into the picture. Most of the website from world are going to use Java as backend for handling their websites. Why? Because Java is going to provide you a very good or rich set of libraries to handle the different applications like a desktop or networking or web development as well. So the backend part, which is handled by different languages, but Java is mainly used for that. Now, what exactly your backend is going to do? So basically, whatever is displayed in front of you and whatever is, I'll come first to the next part, that is databases. Now, databases basically is a area where you are going to store your information in a very systematical manner. For example, if I'm going to open my Gmail account, and if I'm trying to give username and password and I click on sign in button, what happens after that? It is going to display me either my inbox, or it will show me the error, that is username and password may be wrong, or like email ID or password is wrong or incorrect. Okay, so from where this message comes? So whenever you are going to give you email ID and password, and when you are going to press enter, then this particular information will be transferred to its associated database, where the information is already stored in a systematical manner. So it will check whether that email ID is correct or not, then it will check whether the password is correct or not, and if everything goes fine, then after that it will allows you to enter in your inbox. Okay, so this is what is called as a database, where you are going to store your information in very systematical manner. Now, what is the role of your backend applications? So basically, your backend applications are going to make communication in between your front end and in between your databases. So whatever is transferred from front end, it will be checked by backend, and then it will be transferred to the databases. So here the role of Java comes, or here we are using different backend programming languages. Now, anyways, we are here focusing on the front end applications more. So what we will be learning is how to make your page more attractive and more informative. Okay, so this is my folder structure. Now we will see what are the requirements for today's session related to Bootstrap, related to CSS, and related to the Slick slider. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, as I told you what Bootstrap is. So basically, Bootstrap is nothing but it is a framework which you can use for making your website more attractive, more interactive. So what it is going to provide you? It is going to provide you more powerful and interactive JavaScript plugins. Now, what is plugin or what is library? Anyone can answer this question? What do you mean by a library, or what do you mean by a plugin?
Set of code which performs some functionality.
Yes, set of code which performs some functionality and which you can directly add into your code which you are going to create, right? So just a minute, let me show you that. So here it is going to provide you the JavaScript plugins. It is basically a framework which you can use for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now here are two options given. The first option is, my screen is visible to you, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me know if there is any conflict. So here I'll go back and I'll show you from starting. So if I want to include Bootstrap in my application, so what I have to do is I just have to type get Bootstrap in Google. So if I clicked on this, so it will come to this page. Now from here, you can either download the entire libraries for your project, because it is totally free. You can easily download it within few seconds, or you can click on get started button as well. So if you are clicking on this first download, it will start downloading the entire folder for you. So I'll be clicking on this first. Now here it will come like if you want to use CSS and JS, or if you want to use the different libraries. So here examples also you can download from here. So if I'm clicking on this first option, that is download button, so it will start downloading the folder. Anyways, I'm already having this, so I'll just click on this. It has already downloaded. Okay, so here it has already downloaded. So after that, it is a zip folder. So you have to extract all the files and then you have to put it into your project. So into your project folder. So here I have already downloaded it and extracted all the files. So this is your Bootstrap. So not this. Okay, anyway, somewhere I kept that, but just forget about that. I'll show you from here. So
Ma'am, you can
this,
also use the link.
yeah, that is the next part which I'm going to show you. So I'll click on this extract all button, and if I click on extract, so it will start extracting all files and it will be giving it to you. Okay, so this is the first way what you can do. Now the second way I'll show you. Now I'll click on this get started button, which is more easy and which is we are going to use in our project. So if you are clicking here, it will show you two different libraries. First, that is CSS library, and second, that is JavaScript library. So the first thing, that is your CSS library, where you can click on this and you can copy this entire code. So I'll be clicking on this, I'll be copying this, and then I'll go to my structure where I can paste this. Understood this? This is more easy. Instead of downloading the entire contents, you can go to the page and you can just copy the CSS library, and then you can copy the second, that is JavaScript library. So I'll just copy this code and I'll go back to my editor. Now, one more thing which you have to remember, that is before closing this head section, I'll be just adding some comments into my project. Now, how it can be added and why it is necessary. So if you want to add some comments into your project, then at that time, just do this. Adding comments is always good, because if you want to add the comments, then if you are going to add the comments, then it will be easy for you to understand that is what exactly you have written or what that code is for. Okay, so I'll be adding here, that is adding Bootstrap CDN. So here I will be just pasting this code. Okay, so it has been added into my folder. Okay, now what next? The second thing which I have to do, that is in my body section, I have to add the code for JavaScript. So I'll go here back. I will open my folder, Bootstrap site, and I'll just copy the complete bundle here. So I have clicked on copy button, and here I can paste it over. So this is how you can add the JavaScript files or plugins and CSS plugins in your project. So the first part we have done. Now the second thing is you also have to link your style sheet which already you have created. So before my end of this head section, what I'll do is I'll add another comment and I'll write font awesome. So here I will be adding all the fonts which are required for my entire web development. So I'll go here and I'll click on the second thing, that is Font Awesome. Font Awesome is basically a site which provides you all the fonts which you require for your web development. Now, how you can do that? Here, in earlier versions, it was directly the option was given, that is you can download the fonts or you can just copy the code. But now in the latest version, the option is given for sign in, and from there you have to create a new kit and then you can use it. For example, if I'm going to click here and if I'm going to type Font Awesome tab, and if I'm going to open this, now it will show me this page. Now here it will give me these two options, that is start for free. If I'm clicking on that, then here it will show me the option, that is you have to specify the name, that is anything you have to give here, and then you have to create your kit. But before that you have to click here, and I have already done my login and I have already started with my kit, so it is not giving me that option. But here you have to log in first, or you have to sign up first, and then only it will allow you to create a kit. Now basically what is the kit? So it is the complete package for the different fonts which you require for your entire application. So I already have created kit, so I'll go to my kit. So here the kit has been created, so I will just click on this kit name. So here it will be open. So what I have to do is I just have to copy this kit code. Okay, so I have copied this kit code, and now I'll be pasting it in my code. So here I'll be adding this. Now this is for my Font Awesome. So this is the script I have added related to Font Awesome. Again, this is a JavaScript file. So I have added that. Now the next thing which I have to do, that is I have to add my style sheet file and I have to link that here. So after this, I'll be again giving one comment, that is my custom style sheet which I am going to create. So adding style sheet which I have already created. What is the name of that style sheet? What we have done? Style.css, which we have added here. I'm going to link this file with my HTML file, because just going to add it into my folder, it doesn't help, or it doesn't make any sense. So what I have to do is I have to add it. I have to link it with my HTML file. So I'll go with that and I'll click on this. Now, if in HTML, if you want to add any tag with the correct syntax, then just type the tag name. Here you will get the options from which you can select the particular tag, or else you can type the tag name and just press the tab button, which will be adding the entire structure of that particular tag. So here link tag is basically used to link your particular file. It may be any file. Here I'm going to link my CSS file. So here style sheet, it is given. Now here you have to create the reference. That is, you have to give the correct address of your CSS file. So just give dot and slash. Here it will show you all the entire folders which you have added into your main folder. So where I have kept my style.css file, it is in the CSS folder. So I'll be clicking on here, this folder, and then I'll be selecting this style.css file. So it had created the link in my HTML file for my CSS file. Is it okay? Are you able to understand all these things? Very good. Yes, I'll be sharing all this code afterwards, how to make a kit. Okay. So when you are going to open that Font Awesome site, yes?
Ma'am, can I get the recordings of lectures previous?
Yeah, you will get that as well.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll answer first this, how to make a kit. So basically, when you are going to have patience, dear, here also indirectly we are going to use Java. That is all the JavaScript libraries I'm going to add it here. So you have to be patient. Directly, if I'm going to show you entire code, then it will be very difficult for you to understand. Basically, this course is designed to show you the entire web development from scratch. So that is what I'm going to do. I hope I'm clear to you, Shreyas. Yes. Okay. So just let me answer a few questions which are available here. Okay. So how to make a kit? It is very simple, Achal. Just you have to open that Font Awesome site, and from there you have to just click on sign up button, make a account on that particular site. For example, if you have a mail ID, then just give your mail ID there and click on OK button. Now it will give you a link. It will send you a link on your mail. Just click on that link and add new password or create new password, and just that's it. It will give you it will give you the option, that is to create a link. So once you have created with that link, then I have already shown you the steps, that is how it can be added into your program. Okay. Good. So now the most important part comes, that is if you want to make divisions of your program. Now up till now what we have done, we have just added different libraries into our program HTML code, and we have just given a new title to our web page. Just check this. I'll click on run button. I'll click on run without debugging because I don't want to debug it now. So I'll just click on this Chrome option. So here is my index.html page, and you can see nothing is there available on my page. It is very totally blank. Why? Because we have just up till now, we are working on the setup and we have added the different libraries into my page. Okay. So this is your page I have opened. Up till now, what we have done is we have added all the required contents for my website. I'll just close it. I'll come back and I'll again go to my folder structure. Okay. So here the next thing which you have to understand, that is, which I already told you, that is how to make divisions of your web page, or how to make your website more responsive. So for that we'll be back to our project. Now here, look at the look at the web page. Here, this is my web page index.html, where what I have added some particular name, that is heading. Then I have added two different buttons, one for sign in, one for create your account. I have added one responsive option list, where I'm going to add two different options, that is rupees and euro. And then here I have added different menus, and as well as I have set different colors for this. After that, I have added these two icons, one for search and this second is add to cart basket. And then after, I have added these particular sliders here. So this is what called as division of your page. That is, first thing you have to decide that how your page should looks like. Now I will start from this part first. Okay, so the first thing you will learn, that is how this can be done, then the second thing, and then the third thing we will learn. Okay, so for that you require to add the tag which is called as div tag. So basically div tag is used to make the division of your page. So what is its syntax? So I have to type class equal to, then you have to give the name to your class, that is, for example, my class, and then you can close this, and then you can close the div class. This is one way how you can write it. Another way is, instead of writing this, just I'll close you and I'll show you the shortcuts, that is how it can be done. So I'll just give a dot, I will write div, okay, and then sorry, then I'll just one more thing, that is div comes with two parts. One, that is you can use it with ID and you can use it with class. So if you want to add class, then you have to use dot. If you want to add a ID, then you have to use hash. Okay, so if I want to add this div class, I'll type this div, I'll press tab, then here I'll come and I'll type my class. Sorry, I'll type class. This is its attribute. I hope you are aware of that. So I'll just going to click this, and here I'll give name to the class, that is my class. Here you can give any name as per your choice. So this is how the divisions can be created. On a single page, you can create n number of divisions. Okay. Now, this is one thing which we are going to learn today. The second thing, that is, if I want to add this, see, the same thing you can do with this. Like I'm just showing you the shortcut. That is, I can write div dot what is name of my class, that is yeah. So if I press tab, the same thing will be added. Okay, so these are just shortcuts, or it is called as a smart work, which you can add in your project development. So this is how we can do. Now the second thing, that is, if you want to add some buttons into your program. So for adding the button, again we are having button class with us. So you can use this button class, and button again comes with the attribute, that is class attribute. So if I want to create a button, that is, for example, BTN, name of my button is BTN, and if I want to create one more class for this, that is, for example, BTN primary. These are the random names which I'm giving to my code, because to understand the exact flow. Okay, so if I press tab, see here the button class has been added, and two different classes has been added here, that is BTN and BTN primary. So this is how you can add buttons into your code. Understood? Okay, mute yourself. Okay. Yes, we are adding classes here. For ID, we are going to use hash. Okay, and for adding the classes, why we are adding the classes? See, it is always better to create your code in a very generic format, so that once you have created a base code that you can apply on the different sites as well. For example, if I have written CSS, then I have created this CSS style.css, which I can add for my different websites as well. Okay, so here classes can be added to make you give easy access to write your code. Okay, now you will be understanding that when we are going to add the code. Now for you, I already have written some code, so I'll be go there and showing you that. So first thing is, as I told you, that is if you want to add the sign up and sign in button. So what are the requirements for that? So here, now for creating this first menu bar, or for creating these options, we are going to write the code. So let's start for that. So now we are going to write two different main sections for the code. That is first, that is header section I'm going to include in my code, and the second, that is main section I'm going to add in my code. So these are the two sections. So the first thing I'm going to add here, that is header section. Now here, when you are going to add the header section, why it is necessary? So the most important thing, what you are going to, we are going to focus here, that is, if I want to display my website on a desktop or laptop, or if the same website I want to display on the mobile phone, then specific settings we have to do. So here in the header section, I'll be showing you how the divisions can be created and how the specific settings can be done related to the web page. Okay, so let's start. So two sections I have made. First, that is your header section. Second, that is your main section. And third section I'll be adding, that is your footer section. These are considered as the three different sections which you have to include in your program. So I'll be coming in my header section and I'll be adding code for my header section, that is main header. So this is the comment I have given. So I'll come here and I'll be adding my first, that is division class. So I will be adding a division class, and I am going to add a container for this. Okay, so I have created one class, that is div class, and then in that, name of that div class is container class. Now here, what it is going to do is, it is going to create a container for the maximum width, and for this we are again going to use Bootstrap for doing this. Basically, Bootstrap provides you two types of containers. There are so many types of containers available, but mainly two types of containers are there. First, that is container, and second, that is container fluid. So if you want to add a row into your division of that particular area, then at that time here you have to write the second thing, that is div, then my class equal to, I have to use my class, that is row. Okay, here are different options are available. That is what kind of structure you need to include in your web page. So these, this is the benefit of your interactive editors, which shows you everything in front of you. Just a matter of just clicking on that and adding into your project. Okay, so this is how we can do it. So this is the second div tag I have added. Now I'm going to add the code inside the div class. So that's why जब भी मैंने div add किया है, after that I'm just going to add another divisions into my code. Okay, so I have added here row, and now here what I can do is I can put more division classes here to show the entire structure. Now first thing is I'll create here one column. Okay, now what is this for? So basically when you are going to use Bootstrap, then here Bootstrap always provides you 12 column width. So if you want to add it for, if you are going to use it for Bootstrap, then at that time you can specify the width of column, that is 12. So I have specified that, and now I'm going to add some more options with this. So I have already done this for you. Without wasting time, I'll just go to my folder and I'll show you how it can be done. Just give me one more minute and I'll be opening this for you. Okay, purposely I have opened it in Notepad. If it is visible for you, is it visible? Or shall I open it in the Visual Studio? I just wanted to show you how this text editor can be used. Okay, now see, we came up to this session, that is header session, and here the code has been already written. So what I do is I'll just add this code there. Okay, now I have added this here. Now look at the structure. So first thing is I have added first div class. Name of the class is container. Then I have added a row. Then in the class, I have added these options. Now what is this for? I have explained you about this column 12. Okay, now what are these options? So if you are trying to open your website on medium sized devices, then you have to specify the structure here at itself. So if anyone is using your website, if anyone is trying to open your website from medium sized devices, then you have to specify here this. If your website someone is opening from smaller devices like mobile phones, then you have to specify this particular setting for that. So just I'll enter it and I'll show you how it can be done. So what you have to do is, these all are the options which you can add for your website. So if my device is a medium size device, so I can write it MD, and then you can choose any size here. So as according to your requirement, you can use this MD7, 9, automatic. So if you are going to select this automatic, then automatically it will select it. So sorry, it will select it and it will adjust it according to the screen of the particular phone. Okay. So from here you can select it. So for my website, I have selected it as MD4. Then the second thing, that is for smaller devices, I have written this code, that is for smaller devices, that is the size I have given is 1, and then column 12. So this is how you can do, and you can add the sizes. Okay, now I have added one more thing, that is button. Now, what is this for? So here you can check what we are required. So these two are the responsive buttons where, responsive text where if I'm clicking here, I have to give some reference of a particular page, or a particular page should be displayed. If I, the same for this create an account. Now this is your, for this I'm going to write the code, that is for button, creating the button. Now here it is showing me the text, that is India. Now, if I'm clicking on this, it has to show me the option, that is rupees or euro. Okay, for that I'm going to write the code. So come back here. Now here I have written this. I have created this class. Definitely you should know about all the HTML tags, because it is not possible for me to cover all the HTML tags, CSS, Bootstrap and JavaScript structures in just 4 hours. For that, we have designed our main course, the foundation courses as well as the professional certification courses, where we will go deep dive with all these technologies. But here in just 4 hours, I can just show you the structure, how it can be created. Okay. So you should know the things, that is what button class is, why it is used for, and how it can be written. So this is, I have added the button on my page. Now here some settings I have done. So name of my class is BTN. Then I have set a particular border for that particular button. Then I have made it drop down, and again I have give this settings, that is MD4, and the size will be 2. Now here I have specified the toggles. Now what it is, it shows, that is I'm going to just put a drop down menu under that. Okay, when I'm going to click on that button, it should show me the drop down. Okay, so now the next thing, that is what has to be popped up. So for that, the option is given, that is area has pop up. Now there are so many options are available. Let me show you. So area, I'll go here back. Is it visible? Screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just give me 2 minutes. There are so many messages in the chat box. Let me check. Meanwhile, you just give some time to fill the form. Okay. If so many students are joined now, so please fill the form. If you have done that, just ignore it. But if you have not done that, just fill the form, because after the course, you will be get certificate from us. Okay, so we'll wait for 2-3 minutes, because many students joined late. So here is the link which is shared in your chat box. Just click on that link and fill the form. Very good, Anil Kumar.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am.
Yeah. So guys, just spend some time to fill the form. Manjit, please check whether anyone is remaining.
Yes, ma'am, I'm checking.
Yeah, sure. Yes, you will get mails for next lectures as well. So for that, you have to do two things. First, you have to keep visiting our site, that is unicaksha.com. And the second thing, that is you have to follow our page on Facebook at the rate Unikaksha. You just visit our site, you will get everything. No, currently I'm not going to add databases here because it is not possible to cover the entire things in 4 hours. So what I can do is I'll just share the steps for adding databases with your project after tomorrow's session. Yeah, I'll share the source code as well in tomorrow's session. Okay, so spend some time to fill the form. Now come back to my project. Here there are so many options available. If to decorate your button, so the options, I'm not going to explain all the options, but I'm just going to show you the list. So these are the options which you can add for your button. So these are the different options. From this, you can select any one which you want. Now here it increases your task. So what you have to do is, whenever you are going to start web development for practice, you just apply the different options on your different controls and just try checking how it affects on your website or on your web page. Okay, so this is the correct process of learning, because if you do not practice on a particular technology, then it is not easy to understand that. So only one solution for that is just join good trainer with good practice, and the second thing, that is you have to practice at your home. Okay, so these are the options which you can add to your button. Now here I have added the text which has to be displayed on the button, and then I'll just save this and I'll show you the part. Yes, so here whatever I have added is displayed. Now we are working for this button. Okay, but it doesn't looks good, right? So now the next part comes, that is you have to add the different CSS styles for this. That also we will learn, and we will also learn how the bootstrap styles can be added here. So before that, this is how your button looks alike, and you can add the code into your button. Then after that, I have created a drop down menu for that. Here you can add n number of links, or you can create different options. Like for example, here I have used the anchor tag. In the anchor tag, I have created a reference, and here it will show you the word, that is rupees. So if you are clicking on the button, it will show you two different options, that is rupees, or the second, that is euro. Okay, so this is how you can add n number of div tags on your page. Now, if you want to display the particular text on your web page, as in my web page, I am going to show you the text, that is online shopping store. Now again, it is totally dependent on you, that is what exactly you want to display on your web page. So most of the sites have their logos, company logo, which is displayed at left or right side of the web page, home page. So if you want to add that particular logo then here instead of giving text, you have to use the image tag, that is img tag, which you can use, and there you can add the source for your images which are already stored in a particular folder in your project folder. Okay, so these are the two things which I have added with the anchor tag. Why anchor tag is used here? Because I have to give some reference to this. Now here in Href, I have to specify the address of another page which has to be displayed when I'm going to click on this sign in button. Currently, I have not added any kind of address, but if you want to add it, then here instead of this hash, you can specify the correct address of the page. For example, if you have already created one sign in or sign up page, then you can give the link here. Now I have already created one page which I have shown you. So this is the page which you can add. So for this here, I have used the form tag, and yes. So I have used a form tag for this, and I have added different captions like this is called as a label. This is the text box, and these two buttons I have included here. So the link of this particular page you can add over there. Okay, so currently I'm not going to do that, but yes. Here you have to add the reference. Reference may be anything, that is, you are going to give reference of the same page, or you are going to give reference of a particular page which you want to link with this. Okay, so this is how you can add divisions in your page. Now come to the CSS part. Any question, guys?
No, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So this is the way how we are going to add these things. Now we will come to our CSS part. Before that, just give me a minute. Now, what is required to add in your CSS? So the first thing, that is, you have to add the fonts which are required for making your web page more attractive and more interactive. So I'm going to go for Google Fonts here, and I'm going to open, and here I'm going to type Google Fonts. So here you can get the fonts of different languages as well. So currently I'm going to select for different fonts which I require for my web page. So here is a list of different fonts which you can include in your web page. So you can also click on this browse fonts, and it will show you all the available fonts which Google provides for free. Okay, so all these are the different fonts which you can select. Now how it can be added? So for example, if I want to add this particular font to my web page, so I'll click on this. So it will be opened in front of me. Then here from this, you can download the entire family of that particular type of font. Instead, you can go here and you can select a specific style which you want to add. For example, if I want to select this style, so I'll click here, and here are two different options available. So first option, that is link. Either you can copy this link and paste it in your HTML page, or the second, that is you can click on this import button and just copy this code and add to your CSS file. So I'll go for import. Both are okay, but I'm going to go for this import button. So I'll just copy this and I'll go in my CSS file and I'll just paste it. So for you already I have done this. You can check this. This is what I have done. I have already copied the fonts which I required on my page. So this is the step. That is, what you have to do is you have to open Google Fonts in a browser, and then from there you have to select the different styles. Now, what if I want to select the multiple styles? So just select the different fonts and just add the multiple slide options here. So I have selected multiple styles here. So automatically when I'm going to click on this plus button, it will be automatically added into my style style tag option. Okay. So this is how it can be added. Now, for example, if I want to select the different font, one font I have added, that is Roboto. Now, if I want to search for the different font, like for example, sans serif. So this is the font which is displayed here. Now again the same step which you have to follow, that is, here the different styles will be displayed in front of you. Just click on this button. Automatically it will be added into your import URL. Okay. So whatever fonts you need, just click on this plus button and it will be added into your style. So this is how it can be done. Understood? Any doubts? Good. Okay. Doubts doesn't comes in only two ways. First, that is if you are getting everything, and second, that is if you are not getting anything. I hope you are in the first track. Okay. So this is how we are going to add the fonts. Now just copy this, click on import button, copy this option and just select the code which is added here, copy it and just go to your CSS file and keep it there. Okay, so I have added it. Now this is what I wanted to show you for today's session. Now the second thing which we have to understand, that is what is the way to create the variables in a CSS file. Now in a CSS file there are so many ways to define the different things, like CSS is basically designed for defining the colors which are required for your web page, borders, text colors, background styles, background images, everything. So directly you can add this links by using the different style tags. This is one method. Or the second and standard method which you can follow is, you can just create number of variables and you can put all these contents into that. That is whatever is required for that particular page. Now, how it is beneficial? Creating a folder is very beneficial, because when we are going to create a folder, then we can use that particular variable for the different web pages or different websites as well. As I already told you, that is, whenever you are going to write the code, then make a code in a generalized format so that you can reuse it for the different types of applications. So we are going to use creating variables here. So in CSS, if you want to create a variable, then at that time it can be created like this. That is, you have to create the variables by using dot, and then you can give the name of that particular variable. Now here, first let me create a root option, that is root directory. So here I have created root. Now for creating root, here you have to type colon and then you have to type the word, that is root. Now here you have to define all the variables which you require, as well as you have to define all the fonts which you require. Okay, so here I have specified some color codes which I require. Now on my page I require color, that is black, green, gray, okay, light gray. So this is what I have added. So here I have created different variables and I have added the color codes for that. Now from where you will get the color code? So easily you can get the color codes from, if you search it on Google, or here also you will get that. Okay, so this is how I have created the different variables for different styles. So first variable I have created for main color, where I have called the variable main color. Now here this is the color class under which I have added my variable or called my variable, that is main color. Okay. Similar way, I have created different variables for background color, text color, for font, for light color, for border, for header border and everything. Okay. So this is how we can create the variables. Don't worry, I'll give you all this code so that you can try at your system as well. So just let me check the chat box. We have the separate sessions on C and C++. So these will be the foundation courses. You can visit our site. You will be easily getting all these information there. Yes, for today's session, we will stop here. And if anyone has not filled the form, just just open that form and fill it once. You will be getting certificate after entire course. So don't forget to fill the form.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, today this is my new class.
Okay.
First class. Ma'am, previous कितनी क्लासेस लग चुकी है इससे पहले?
No, it is this class is started today itself. I mean, we are going to provide 4-hour sessions as free Guru classes. So आज आपने जो attend किया है वहीं से start किया था हमने. So today 2 hours and tomorrow 2 hours. This will be the entire course. And there are so many different classes as well. आप हमारे website को visit करो. You will get all the stuff there.
मैम इन 4 क्लास में आज के कल में मैम ये वेबसाइट बन जाएगी, हमें आ जाएगा?
हाँ, पूरी वेबसाइट तो नहीं बन पाएगी, but I'll try to explain all the contents because it is not the matter of 3 or 4 hours, isn't it? These
Okay.
classes are basically arranged for you guys to make you aware about the industry relevant technologies, which you can use for as your future. So for this, we have the separate classes which you can join, and where we will start from scratch and will explain you everything. Yes, that will be shared you soon.
कल की same timing रहेगी?
Yeah. आपको आपके WhatsApp पे notifications आ जाएंगे और the same time, and the link will be also shared. Any other questions?
Ma'am,
Yes.
which doubt shown in the lecture? Ma'am, this website we have to make, na?
Yeah. I have shown you the different examples. So I'm going to show you how the contents can be added on a web page. So see, at starting, I have started with a blank page, and then slowly we are adding contents into that. Okay, so in tomorrow's session, I'll show you how the sliders can be added, how image can be added into that slider. Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, doubt था?
हाँ, बोलो.
मैम ये जो मतलब हमको दिया गया था इसका लिंक, तो मैम इसमें जावा का लिखा हुआ था, बट मैम ये तो HTML CSS का चल रहा है.
Yeah, actually here we are going to use JavaScript. Okay, so हम लोग CSS use कर रहे हैं, then Bootstrap use कर रहे हैं. So it is like we are going to use JavaScript libraries. So for Java we are having separate courses as well. No, here I am not going to explain you about the backend because time doesn't allows me. It takes time to explain about the backend. Okay. Okay, I hope you all have filled the form and submitted as well. Thank you guys for patient listening. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow for further web development class. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. Manjit, can we stop the meeting?
Yes, Shubham.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, ma'am.